We see it in high-performing professionals across every industry: surgeons, engineers, and senior managers who pull in six-figure salaries, but live in a state of quiet, constant financial anxiety. They earn well, yet they still feel the same fragility as someone living paycheck to paycheck. This passage clarifies that a poor financial mindset rarely means a lack of intelligence. These are smart, capable people. Their problem is a restricted financial imagination, a mental map inherited from childhood that dictates exactly how they are permitted to survive. This is the family salary doctrine. It functions as an invisible financial operating system, installed in the mind long before the individual understands math, compound interest, or the nature of a market. We absorb this doctrine through the tense silence that follows the arrival of a bill. We hear it in the immense moral praise given to finding a stable job, and the warnings issued against any path that involves risk. This system rests on a specific, unexamined transaction, trading finite health, attention, and years of life for a fixed monthly payout. It assumes that selling hours is the only legitimate way to produce income. While a fixed salary provides predictability needed to calm the nervous system in the short term, replacing that inherited salary OS with an ownership OS requires a complete reevaluation of basic concepts, starting with the way each system computes risk. In the salary OS, the mind computes risk as a fatal error, a signal to stop all forward movement. The ownership OS processes risk as data, the necessary tuition paid for access to opportunity. You can see this internal logic shift in the text. A salary-trained mind asks, "What happens if I fail?" While an ownership-trained mind asks, "What do I learn? What do I control? And what upside becomes possible?" A poor financial mindset rejects risk before measuring it. The ownership mindset dissects the risk to find the potential reward. The second pillar to examine is the illusion of safety. A predictable paycheck feels secure because the risk is delayed. You don't see the risk of inflation or single institution dependency until it is often too late to adapt. Ownership models operate on early risk. They require facing visible fear and fluctuating revenue up front to build resilience, a structure that exists independently of any single employer. The salary OS rewards time served and physical presence. Your earning capacity is mathematically capped by the hours in a day. The ownership OS builds independent assets, rewarding value created at a scale time-based labor can never reach. Financial safety relies on the ownership of assets and the capacity to separate income from personal hours. A predictable paycheck serves the month, but equity serves the future. Uninstalling the salary OS is an emotional challenge, not a technical one. A person can master accounting principles and still remain trapped by the feelings attached to their money. This excerpt identifies the core friction of the transition. Parents genuinely want their children to succeed, but often only within a version of better they can emotionally tolerate, a higher title or a bigger salary, rather than the autonomy of ownership. Real freedom requires untangling love from obedience. You can respect your family's sacrifices and honor your origin without adopting their financial ceiling as your own. Financial freedom manifests as a daily structure built on capacity. As the text states, you need the capacity to earn, the capacity to own, and the agency to decide your direction without asking inherited fears for permission. The reset begins by reducing the salary to its proper place. It is a temporary tool to buy learning time while you study the fence of the old system and build the gate to your own ownership.